Chat Cave with Mike and Max.
All right, welcome back to the Chat Cave here on McGTV, youtube.com/MikeMcGTV. Follow me on Twitter at MikeMcGTV. Again, here with my co-host, Max Andrews from 3 Geeks Podcast, at 3 Geeks Podcast, and 3geeks.ninja.
Yeah, the most badass website in all the internet.
There you go. There you have it. We're just getting the socials out there fast because this is going to be a really quick episode because we have a busy fucking day today. Because right after this, we got a 3 Geeks.
Yeah, I love these days. This is great.
When it's just crunch time and we got like, do this. All right,
we're on the clock right now.
We're on the clock. So if anything, by the time you see this, it'll already be done. Whatever. 3geeks.ninja. Check out the past broadcasts. Fun stuff. And they're longer now. So this weekend was DC Fandome, the online fan thing where they had a bunch of online panels, Q&As, and released trailers for upcoming projects such as Wonder Woman 1984, Suicide Squad. They released trailers for Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad video games that are due out at some point.
Yeah. 2021.
Yep, 2021, and I believe for Suicide Squad, 2022 for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, which means we just got to get more stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, you're looking to be $500 to $700 in the hole, but all right, and then that's not even including the cost of the game.
Yep.
But it's all of that stuff's looking so super sweet. Obviously, I want one. I mean, it's not like. Is there blood coursing through my veins? Obviously, you're gonna buckle down, and I've been pinching my pennies, and I'm just gonna get one. This is gonna be the first time that I've ever actually bought a system like right out the gate. Usually, I like to let the first couple iterations of it go by, work out the kinks. But if there's gonna be a Batman game, then end of story.
Ultimately, that was half of the reason why I bought an Xbox One was because Arkham Knight was coming out, and I needed a new Blu-ray player. So I'm like, two birds, one stone. So it's like, there you go.
Justified. That is true. No, that's the same thing that happened to me. I was like, oh, Batman, done. Because actually, they almost got me to switch to PlayStation. I've been Xbox Nation this whole time. They actually almost got me to switch to PlayStation twice. But the first time was on the Batman Special Edition PlayStation 4 that you couldn't have. And I was like, ooh, I might need to have that in my life. But
yeah.
Then I was like, you know what? No, let's just
stick with what we got.
Yeah, I can't handle a PlayStation controller anymore. So that's my hand is molded to that Xbox controller.
It's forever. Your experience is forever tainted now.
Yeah, it was from since I was like a teenager. I've been holding the same kind of style controller, and I just don't. It doesn't feel right. It just don't feel right.
Well, given some of the issues I've had with a PS4 controller, the drifting and so forth.
Oh, dude, it's actually a thing. This last iteration of controllers was garbage.
Anyways, this is not a video game podcast. Sorry.
Sorry, this is something I feel very passionately about.
I understand. The struggle's real. Whenever I put on my Ghost of Tsushima and my samurai just wanders to the left, I'm like, dude, where are you going? But anyways, trying to keep this short because we got busy afternoon.
Yes.
The big news that we're here to talk about was that we finally got a first look or an outright teaser trailer for Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman movie, slated right now for 2021. Currently in production. I believe only 25% of the movie has actually been shot. So
they shot a good 25%.
Yeah, we'll get into that here in a bit. But yeah, just to put it out there, these are the circumstances that movie studios and this production in particular are going under. Is that I think it's rumored that they're going to be heading back to work soon if they're not already back at work because they're over in the UK. And obviously things coronavirus wise are a lot smoother over there, so they can, be a little bit more productive on that end. But yeah, 25% of a movie is shot. They decided to bring what footage probably that they had to the DC Fandome, and we got a teaser trailer for the Batman. I have thoughts. Overall, I'm genuinely just hyped. I don't need any more marketing material. I'll go see this movie. I'm in the bag already.
Right. Absolutely. I feel the exact same way. I'm a fan of this. Like, there's nothing against this trailer. Like, I don't feel bad about it in any way, shape, or form. But if they did not do anything else for the rest of the movies, just replay this trailer over and over and over again, I'm going to see it 3 times.
Yep. They won't, but
yeah.
Knowing studios, they're going to do the route of this is the teaser, then you have official trailer 1, then official trailer 2 or 3 that'll give away everything. Just skip out on those when you see those are announcing. Just go off this. Hey. Oh.
I've been
You there? Okay, cool. We're caught.
All right. We good? We back up?
It's all good. Live Zoom chatting radio, whatever.
So yeah, I've been doing that. I've just been burned out on marketing, So I would say in the last couple of years, I've just been more about not watching. It's like, oh, is the trailer on? I'm closing my eyes and I'm getting out of the room. Like I actively disengage from trying to see all that stuff just because you see too much of it. And I really want, because when I was a kid, and this is going to sound, like one of those back in my days, but like, the trailers did oftentimes were misleading about what the movie was.
Yep.
And they were just like a jumble of things. And you're like, okay, I go see the movie. And then, you see the movie and most of it is like a surprise to you. You don't, you don't have an already like fully formed idea of it going into it. So, The Matrix is the one that did it for me because, like, the advertising didn't tell you anything and nobody could actually really explain it back then.
Yep.
What The Matrix was. So even from the word of mouth, they're like, you just got to go see it. I can't tell you what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
So you went to the movie and you had no idea of what you were going to see. So, yeah, like, if this is all I get, I'm happy. I'm so happy because I don't know what's going on. I don't know who who's working with who and then how they end up in these situations. I want to see it, and I'm trying to downplay it. Like I'm gonna say on the podcast later, like it has the potential to not suck.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment.
That is all I really want to give it, but I'm a bad fan, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like I figured we'd be kind of cut from the same cloth. Like I posted, and I like to be very exaggerated sometimes when I'm going for comedic effect on some posts. And so I was like, I'm not one to usually say, yo, let's go. But I was like, yo, let's go. Like, yeah, sure. This teaser's all I need. Like, I'm hyped up and interested enough to see it, but I'm not singing its praises with regards to it being a quality film yet, just because it's not even a fully developed film yet. There's only a quarter of it that's been completed. So, but just initial impressions, visually, stylistically, from some of the shots that are in this teaser, I do kind of like what they're going for. I saw a lot of comments on like Twitter talking about like, is this just kind of a spiritual continuation of the Nolan stuff, essentially, because it's just grim and gritty, down to earth Batman stuff from the looks of things. I'm like, not necessarily. You can still do that stuff, but it doesn't have to harken back to Nolan. It stylistically it can be its own thing.
If you want to harken back to the Dark Knight, harken away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, harken all you. You're gonna complain? Someone's gonna do their best, Nolan, and you're gonna complain? Yeah. Shut up! Like, what is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, like, I even didn't think it was very Nolan-ish. Like I said a lot, it felt like a Fincher movie. It felt,
but also like you're getting 2 minutes in jumbled order of 25% of the movie. So like, don't like what people. This is the problem with the internet. This is the problem. But like, this is seriously it. Like, nobody understood what would happen to people because of the internet. Like, how did
Yeah.
we change? And it's this instant gratification, like the necessity to know everything right now,
Right.
like that is just kind of ruining it. It's like, hey, they're trying to take you on a ride. Just let them, you know, like, do you want to go see the movie? Awesome. Like, let's talk about the cool things you saw in the thing. Like, let's not dwell on
what could be or what could have been
until we get there. Because, like, look, man, like I got hyped about Batman versus Superman, and look where I was after that.
Yeah.
So I got hyped about The Dark Knight Rises, and look
Mhm.
where I was after that. So it's like, just, you know what? Let's be excited because there are cool looking things in there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's better than not having cool looking things like we've seen sometimes. So they've put a right foot forward.
Yes. I'd say this
And
this is a very strong opening for the project after, you know, especially given the backstory behind this project, how originally this was going to be Ben Affleck's like baby, essentially. This was going to be his vehicle. Then he was in, then he was out, then back in, and then was only going to be like serving as a writer or director or whatever. And then he's just out fully, to the point where it's like, this isn't connected at all to anything they're doing with like Zack Snyder Justice League or Aquaman 2 or Wonder Woman or anything like that. This is its own thing, much like the Joker film was, you know, just its own separate idea.
That's because I had said after I watched the Joker that I was like, I want to see the Batman movie that comes
out of that,
the Joker movie, and this kind of feels like that.
Who knows? Maybe that's the Shyamalan twist. Is that, oh, guess what? You've been following that little Bruce kid the whole time. This is what happened to that kid. You know,
I'm so down.
Who knows?
But, I mean, yeah, again, you know, I'm not so down. I'm
no. It's fun to speculate right now, but so long as you don't take it seriously, it's just like
right. Yeah, totally. I'm not getting my hopes up. Totally not getting my hopes up.
No,
at all.
Just from a filmmaking standpoint, what footage we did see, it did feel markedly different from some other Batman stuff. Obviously, you know, they're going for some kind of realism from the looks of things, but of course, you know, that realism is going to get stretched because your main character dresses up like a bat. So
yeah,
but it looks.
The cops are totally cool when he's like standing there. And like nobody is like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Arrest this dude immediately.
I believe this is like this is year 2 Batman. I guess it was a synopsis. Is that he's been at this for a while, but he's still not proficient. He's not good at it. So
yeah, and I'm the Batmobile looks sick. I'm down for that car. I was down when they released that picture before.
Mm-hmm.
The Batsuit is top notch. I'm down for that as well.
Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon, or whoever, if he's lieutenant right now or he becomes commissioner, we don't know. But yeah, Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon.
It's got a solid look. It's got a solid look. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with this little glimpse that they've given us. And you know, I mean, again, like they throw the B word up there. You know, I mean, you got my money already, but like I'm happy to at least. It looks like my money could be well
worth it. Yeah, absolutely. I guess just the one little bit of kind of assessment I would ask of you for right now is, has Pattinson sold you yet on his?
No, I mean, like, no.
Not
okay,
yet.
Because again, that is, you don't know what we've seen. We have no idea of what we've seen. So the only thing I know is the Batmobile looks sweet. Like that, you can't. That it's not going to change, regardless of what they do. That Batmobile looks sweet.
Okay.
The movie looks dark. So like, and I'm not even talking about like the tone of
literally
what's
it's
going
dark,
on, but the movie looks dark. So there's that going on. That's all I can say. These are the things that we know for sure.
Yes,
and that's it. And I mean, like Catwoman looks sweet. That's I like how they did that. That I can tell you that outfit, that costume that they chose for her looks cool. I think.
Yeah.
I like the textures that they're using for the costumes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, it's not like hyper, You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like super science that made
No,
these. It's like
do it yourself. Like Batman just has a garage that he tinkers in or something.
yeah, and I mean, like, oh man, that Batmobile.
It's a muscle car. It's like it's a
Oh,
roadster. Yeah,
it's like a Challenger.
yeah.
It's like a '70s Challenger. I love it. That's one of my favorite cars. So you know, like it's just hitting a bunch of levels. They're doing some things right. But you know, like again, like let's let them tell the story. You know, like
Yep.
that's the problem. The problem today is like you want to know the whole thing right away, and you don't want to sit through the story. And I'm ready for a good Batman story. It's been a little bit, like even animation has been kind of failing us, and that's usually where Batman holds strong.
Well, because it's not just Batman. Because we haven't had an actual like just solo Batman movie since Dark Knight Rises. That was the last solo Batman film, and you know then he was just kind of introduced into the new status quo of the DC movie universe, and you know that's been very, very all over the place with regards to his appearances throughout it. They kind of just change him up to accommodate whatever style or story they're trying to tell. But yeah, this is going to be the first time it's like, okay, here's just him, just his world. Make of it what you will. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, this is like the 1989 Batman. Like they didn't know that they had a hit. They were just making this one Batman movie, and it had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's just a Batman movie. So that was the only one to be like that. And because when Nolan got it, he was signed for 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he had an arc planned over 3 movies.
Well, what did he have a full-on arc, or was it kind of like, once this was a hit, I'll see if I'll come back to it?
I thought he was definitely signed in for 3 Batman movies. So like, but by the 3rd one, he was just like bored, and then something had happened, right? I mean, Heath Ledger had died, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah. I feel like it was you know, it's sort of the same because he was like remaking Batman, and it was his Batman, and it could fail, but it was still like, okay, I have this Batman to do this arc of Batman with.
Yes.
And that's what the contract that was signed. So this movie is supposed to be a one-off. It's like we're not coming back to this.
They might have signed for multiple. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I think
I thought it was
I
thought this was like separate of any universe.
Yeah, well, it's separate, but I believe when it comes to like the big franchise films, they do have perhaps multiple installment clauses put in.
That's a little disappointing, but you know,
I mean, whether or not they stick to that, you know, because a lot of franchises, you know, if this doesn't do the numbers they're anticipating, they might just be like, shelve that. Nice try.
Yeah. So like, I thought this was like them. It's like, okay, well, we need to do this different Batman, you know, like this other Batman, and they're like, okay, well, this is not part of it. And you're like, we're still gonna have marketable Batman. You get to do your Batman.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's what I thought was going on, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I was really hoping it's like, because you get the best stuff. I feel like when people are like, "This is my shot," like, and that's it. Like, I'm gonna do everything I can for this right now, the best way I can, because that's all I'm getting. And I was interested to see that. So you know, that's what I want. That's all I want.
I didn't see all of the stuff surrounding the release of the trailer on the Fandome, but from what I did see, the scraps I did see here and there of Matt Reeves talking about Batman, like this is clearly like sort of a really personal project for him, a passion project. So it sounds like he's really kind of informed himself a lot about what he wants to do with the character, and hopefully that's something that an audience can connect with. $1 million question here. Given the circumstances we're in right now, and if this movie it decides to stay deadlocked into the year of its release, I don't know. This could be the new Mutants, you know, example where
it's pushed back.
Yeah, it'll constantly be pushed back until like 2030. Like, would you brave the wilds of contagion-filled movie theaters to go see this film?
I'm gonna be a dumbass to catch COVID on Batman. That's I hate to even say it, man. Like, I hate to even say it. Like, but if it feeling the way I do right now, yeah, I got to. Like, that would be, because I might even just wait until then to go back to a theater. Actually, like, we got some plans here, so we can rent out the full theater for a decent price right now. So that's an option.
Scrub down, yeah.
Yeah, and then like we can even go in there early and kind of do it ourselves. If that's if we were worried about that sort of thing, that's possible. So like that is the best case scenario for me. I don't know how far in advance we would have to like get that taken care of, but I would do that for sure and feel okay about it. Not even feel bad at all because again it's like me and 19 of my good friends or family members getting to watch a hopefully really good Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like I've only ever seen Robert Pattinson in
Twilight.
I didn't even watch that full movie because I couldn't deal. So I
still watch The Lighthouse, dude. Get the Lighthouse.
Yeah, The Lighthouse. I heard was really good. I haven't watched it yet. I love Willem Dafoe, so I should watch it. But yeah, it's I haven't watched it yet. But again, like I want this image of Robert Pattinson in my head. Like I if he changes my view of him, like that is remarkable in itself. So I'm giving the opportunity to do that.
Okay, I get what you're saying. It's like I want to go in knowing that this guy's been in stuff that I haven't enjoyed. I want to see if he can transcend that in this role.
Yeah, because like a lot of times it's like who's the bad guy in Jessica Jones? The doctor.
David Tennant.
Yes, I hate that guy. I'm not a fan of his. I've never really liked him in anything until Jessica Jones, but it worked out so well because I already hated him so much that like when he's just a despicable, loathsome character, like I totally bought into that.
Okay.
Naturally with my actual emotions towards that, that actor. So, like I'm just hoping for something like that. And I'm just like, wow, this guy.
You want to hate Batman?
No, really, because all this crap they've been feeding us. If I walk into Batman and I'm expecting Twilight and I get Twilight, I'm not sad about that because I'm like, well, Twilight's acting in this, so why would I assume that he could do anything? But then I go in there and Twilight hits it out of the park like freaking looking like Pacino in his heyday.
I love that your nickname for him is just the movie series he was in. If Twilight knocks it out of the park, then man, Twilight. Are you gonna be like a combination of like joyful and angry? You'd be like, God, do I like Twilight now? Do I not Twilight the series, but the guy? It's like, do I like Robert Pattinson now?
I'm
really?
Actually, okay with liking Twilight if he's Batman.
Okay. Okay, I see what.
If it's good, I mean, but. That's the only way. Twilight, you got one shot. You got one shot, Twilight.
Do not miss your chance to blow.
The nickname also works for Kristen Stewart. If you're like any of the stuff that she's in, you're like, well, Twilight. So
she's been in a lot of good stuff. I've liked her in a lot of stuff after Twilight.
If you're anxious about a movie you're going to watch with any of those people in it, you can be like, well, I've seen them at their very worst, and if they give me that, I'm expecting that. So but like, don't judge them by the good things they've done. Like going into something that like cleanse your palate with something terrible that they've done, so that so anything you watch after that is going to be at least better than that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch the prequels before you watch this latest set of Star Wars movies, you're like, well, better than that. Like you don't have to. It takes away the negativity of it.
Interesting thesis. Yes. No, I get what you're coming from. Well, we'll see. Movie needs to get completed first, so I wish good health to that whole cast and crew.
Get in that bubble, and do it up. Like
lock that shit down. Don't breathe. Don't exhale on your lines into your co-star's face.
Right.
No.
Yeah. No deep sighing. We don't need any of that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of hard to do a Batman without like deep sighing. I feel like there's a lot of.
Well, I mean, his voice was pretty. He doesn't have to do the like. I dug that. I'm vengeance. Like that was some Keaton type stuff. It was naturally gruff.
It wasn't too Christian Bale bad voice. That's again, and that's what you got to do. Listen to some Christian Bale bad voice, and then go watch the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna watch The Dark Knight Rises, followed by Batman versus Superman, and then go watch the movie, because that way, there's no way it's worse than all that.
How upset would you be that if at the last second they're like, you know what, change his voice in post to sound more like Bale, or to sound more? How upset would you be to just be? You wouldn't be upset. You'd just be like, oh, that's par for the course.
I just watched Christian Bale do it, so why wouldn't it sound like?
I see your approach here.
I'll zero that out. You got to take what they give you and use that. Like, learn from it going forward, and that's all. You know, you just got to be smart about these things. They refuse to put out good Batman stuff, so if you slog through all the crap, that means you've seen all the worst that they can do. It's got to be better from there. If not, it's just some more of that crap that they keep making.
Yeah. Well, remember, one man's trash is another man's treasure. That type of thing.
I mean, you're entitled to enjoy whatever. But
also,
I mean,
that'll tie into our whole discussion. If we get into the fandom stuff in the main Three Geeks, I got a whole thing about that. I was just like, they're just giving you everything, guys. Chill the fuck out. It's like,
yeah, and it's something to be hopeful for. When COVID gets cleaned up, I sure am gonna do all these things. You know, so it's like it's one of those things. It's like Christmas. Hey, these good things are coming.
Yep, good things are coming eventually, and eventually we'll be able to enjoy them again in person,
together,
sometime. Just be smart, people. Wear your fucking masks. Just wear your masks.
Hey, I mean, look, these superheroes that you love,
they
have
wear
been
masks.
Wearing masks for years. Ninjas all wear masks.
Spider-Man, he's covered from head to toe.
It's Deadpool, mask. Like, so mask up, all right? Just mask it up. That's it. Be safe.
Deadpool technically doesn't have to wear a mask because he has that immune system that just fixes him.
And rocks the mask anyway.
And wears the mask anyway, yeah. So there.
What's your excuse?
Come on, people. I'll hunker down with Max on this. I want to go to the theater for at least one more movie before.
Right, before the end of everything.
Yeah, before the end of everything. So,
like, before there's just like no money in theaters at all. Like,
yep.
You know what though? When that happens, when the theaters are cheap to buy, I think I might just like buy one and just be the one theater that stays open.
Dude, we're not even gonna need to buy space. We're gonna all have those chairs from Wall-E that we're all gonna be stuck in. Like, this is where COVID's gonna take us, man. We're heading for the stars, and we're gonna become amorphous blobs in chairs on a cruise ship in the stars.
All right, well, we'll keep this one short. We're not gonna get into it.
Let's not get into that here. Just wear your masks.
Wear your.
Enjoy the Batman teaser. It's fun. Go have fun with it. Get hyped.
Yeah, indeed. You're allowed to feel. There's promise from watching it. It looks like it has the potential to not suck.
Yes, I think that is a firm statement we can stand by here. Get hyped at it being perfectly fine. All right, you've been listening to the Chat Cave here on McGTV. Again, youtube.com/MikeMcGTV. Follow Max over at 3 Geeks Podcast, 3geeks.ninja. Check out the 3 Geeks podcast live on Redline Radio. Just go over
LLC.
to the 3 Geek. Yep, LLC. Just go over to the 3 Geeks Podcast Facebook page. It should be streaming live every Sunday from 4 till, how long are we going now?
4 to 6.
4 to 6. Okay. Awesome.
Over. We get to chatting like we were doing here.
Yeah, if you like this half hour of this, then get ready for another hour and a half. All right. Thanks so much, Max. I'll see you over there.
All right, Mike.